morning, which will be this afternoon. I'm serving. I am Pisces. I've got a little finishing up to do. The last recording I did, I put one too many on there on number two. This is number two, the comparison of a moral lesson, which is Abaddon or Abaddon. Hebrew is Avadadav, which means ruin, perdition, and destruction. This is kind of the moral story where we're at in the principality in the world today. That's the reason why the Father has got everybody moving in odds. Me too, like I said, I don't know why I was woken up, but guess what? I'm woke up. I'm going, and I'm doing what He's telling me to do. But everybody out there, you're very good people. You're children of God. You're here on His planet, and He knows it's every one of you, or you wouldn't be here. There's something that He's got for everybody to do. And I'll say it again, spend time with Him, an hour a day. Just spend time with Him. Quietness, just trying to understand that this world, the way it is such a corrupt system. And everybody doesn't really understand about word salad and everything that's flying around out here. But as we get towards the end of this, I'll finish up tonight on the last part of Revelation. Once I get through this one, and then the point of it on tomorrow, I will have a synopsis of all these put together, and I don't think it's going to be too kind. So everybody hang on to a wild ride. But anyways, let's start off in Proverbs. Comparison and moral lessons. See what this got going. A flattering mouth worketh ruin. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth, a stranger, and not thine own lips. A stone is heavy, and the sand weigheth, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? Open rebuke is better than secret love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kiss of an enemy are deceitful. The full soul loatheth a honeycomb, but to the hungry soul every bitter thing is sweet. A bird is the wandereth from her nest, so is man that wandereth from his place. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart, so doeth sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. Thine own friend, thy father's friend, forsake not, neither go into the brother's house in the day of thy calamity. For better is a neighbor that is near than a brother far off. My son, be wise, and make my heart glad, that I may answer him the reproach that reproacheth me. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are pursued. Take his garment that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him from a strange woman. He that blesseth his friend with a loud voice, rising early in the morning, it shall be counted a curse to him. A continual dropping in a very rainy day, and a contentious woman are alike. Whosoever hideth her hideth the wind, and the ointment of his right hand, which draweth itself, bewareth itself. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Whoso keep the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof. So he that waiteth on his master shall be honored. And in the water face answereth to face. So the heart of a man to a man, hell and destruction are never far, never full. So the eyes of a man are never satisfied. As a finding pot for silver, and the furnace from gold, so is a man to his praise. Though thou shouldest bray a fool in a mortar, and among wheat with a pestle, yet will not his foolishness depart from him. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herbs. For riches are not forever, and doeth the crown endure to ever a generation. They have appeareth, and the tender grass showeth. The hay appeareth, and the tender grass soweth itself. And herbs of the mountains are gathered. The lambs are for the clothing, and goats are the price of the field. And thou shalt have goats' milk enough for thy food, for the food of thy household, and for the maintenance for thy maidens. Well, the point of folly, being proud, putting yourself above everybody else, and just having a pride outlook. I'm great, I have all these things. Well, it becomes a fall. And the point that, that was 27:20. As in water, face answereth face. That's mirroring, understanding what you're looking at. Understand, is it good or is it loathful? Or is it self-loathing, more or less? So he hath waiteth on the master, on his master. I skipped that again, didn't I? Yep. So the heart of man to man. Hell and destruction are never full. So the eyes of the man are never satisfied. The point of being humble and understanding the satisfaction and gold, silver, all that stuff, and everybody's chasing, the wild dream. The Father has made your dream already. You just don't know it. You've been told out here that you have to do these things because you live here and this is what you're supposed to do. Okay? It's not the truth. The truth is God's natural law. You're your own person. You're your own planet. You're your own thing. You have rights to say, well, that doesn't serve me. I live this way. And God gives, in your time with Him, He gives you your gifts and blessings in front of you. Precepts, statutes, commandments, testimonies. If you understand that what they are and what's going to be in front of you. And most people can't see it because they haven't understood. They don't understand. They haven't understood because it's been years and years and years of piling on. And, and then nobody was really taught, even by the Bible standard. It was always understand, give Caesar Caesar. What's Caesar's? Well, that's not the truth. The truth is that if you take with Caesar, then you give back to Caesar. But if you don't take of Caesar, you don't have Caesar. Okay? It's like having purity, say you got gold and silver laying around. Those monies are taxed as they go in, not as you are receiving. Okay? You don't have to worry about the Father's gifts and giving. He's going to make sure that you're clothed, food. He's going to make sure your happiness. He's going to make sure all these things are in front of you. But after chasing it with the principalities, you leave God behind. All these things. And the biggest thing now that I can see that's on a tear is the cell phone. It's the biggest mind-blowing thing that I can think about. Everybody's scrolling to the next bump of endorphin, the endorphin rush. I would say that most people's brains will be turned to goo, for very long, because you can only handle so much of that matter. There's only so much I think it's only like 3 or 4 thoughts that you can handle, you know, and then you lose, the instruction or the wisdom of it. One thought at a time, the Father. Then you ask the Father, what's up? Or you ask, Father, I need help here. How do I do this? And he gives it to you to do. But they walk so far away from their ancestors, and it's all because the upper echelon, they've known all this time, but they want to make sure that they enslave you to their world. You don't have to be slaves. You're not. You're the children of God, the Most High, okay? You have got it in you. You have got a gift in you because you're here. He wouldn't have put you here if he didn't have something for you to do. So, the prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Okay? The point of understanding the wisdom. You don't understand it, stay away from it. If you don't understand it, study it. That's simple enough. But understanding the comparison. You can have with the Father all that you ever dreamed of, as long as you stay in one comparison. Man, I know that's hard, and I know that's groceries, and I know there's children, and I know there's this and there's that. But understand, it's the point of trying to pull you away. That's the principality trying to pull you away from the Father. And the less time you spend with Him, the less there is. So understand that, it's an understanding that most people don't have. They don't have that understanding. They say, well, I go to church. I go here. I go there. Look, lukewarm isn't going to cut it. Okay? You're saved. Yes, you are. And not by any deeds, not by anything that you've ever done on this planet. You help. That is what you're supposed to do. Okay? That's what you're called to do. When you make it to the book of life, your name is written there. Okay? And are you the one that's actually going to be saved? Are you one that's going to go through the end times, the very last part of it? Are you going to be taken up, or taken away, as far as they call it, the rapture? Okay? Could be. But the thing about it is, of good heart, of cheerful giving, of being just merciful, the understanding of what's coming next, the principality part of it, the thing that they're inroading you on, from Putin to silver to whatever it may be, riches. Look, God will lead you right to the door where He wants you to go if you will get in His part. The thing about it is that you got to walk with Him, and it's a constant walk. It's not on, okay, hi God, how you doing today? I love you. I read my book, and it's deeper than that. It is really, really deeper than that. So understand that you stay in the Word. You understand that the testimonies of all the people that are in these books is telling you the wisdom part of what's coming to you and how it gets to you, and how these things are flown in the air by gossip, by everything else, and the air is polluted with it all. And it's catching, you go to school, if you just stand and just listen, for a minute to all the kids going up down the hall, you're going to hear a lot of things that you thought you never would hear. Okay? And where did that stem from? It stemmed from the outside population, and now it's in your schools, and it's corrupting. And it's not, and it's hard to solve the problem when you have a good home, and then it goes out there, and then it comes back from there, back into the house, and then you have contention and strife. Understand the principality is the cause of that, okay? Angels and demons on both sides. They're pushing you and pushing you and pushing you and pushing you, trying to get you to wake up one way or the other. The man with the lustful eye, his mind, his eyes and his mind is never satisfied. Okay, we are visual creatures. We are. Ladies, you're beautiful, and we know that. All of you are beautiful. The thing about it is contrasting the point of taking yourself out of that, especially if you're married. And it sounds, what am I saying? Male chauvinistic. I'm not, by no means. But I do know what the word says. If you put yourself out there in it, guess what? That's what everybody's going to see. So understanding the pulling yourself back at this time. Guys, being a gentleman, doing the gentlemanly things all day long, let me tell you something. You're going to attract every woman that's in a 100-mile country, especially if you're being a gentleman. And princes, the same way. Understand what you're getting into. You're a gentleman, and you're learning how to be a king. And the thing about it is that you're doing the gentlemanly thing, and you're being flocked upon. Okay? Understand that you have to understand who your person is. Okay? It's probably the one sitting over on the bench behind the scenes that has no idea, of who you are or what you're doing. Okay? So understand it's not always what you see at face value. Always understand your person. Ladies, princesses, same way. You are special. You are here on this planet. You were made by God. You have your name written in the book of life. You have your person coming. Wait. Because guess what? There's nothing, that you can show God any better or any more that I am a child of God. And I will wait and check and interview my person. And I will wait till I get ready, till I'm married, or to whatever it is. But marriage is the only thing that I see in the book. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is getting deep. Like I said, Abaddon, Hebrews, Avadadav, ruin, perdition, destruction, and this is where it's at. If you understand where your surroundings are, look at it. Stop for a minute and look. Take a perception of what's going on around you, and see if you don't see word salad flying everywhere. Is there any way to come together and talk in a civil conversation and make things work? Not just the start part of it, all the way to finish. Used to be you started it, you finished it. Okay, but now it's start, finish, strife. Start, finish, strife. Start. Where's everybody at? What's going on? And it seems to be a problem. And it's the principality telling you, you're not worthy. You're not worthy of God. You're not worthy of, hey, you're worthy because you wouldn't be here. Okay? Well, I got you at 18 minutes. Anyways, I'm going to read this last one up, and it'll be on at 9 o'clock tonight. And understand that God loves you. I love you. Okay? Jesus on your lips. Legions of angels, and it's the truth. Don't back up, and God's got this. Spend the time with Him. I am servant. I am Pisces. Have a good one.